Hi everyone, my name is Elisa and I am the host of Down the Creek Podcasting, or Down the Creek Podcast. I know it's been a long time since I've been able to podcast or anything. Things got busy. Hey Minnie. Got busy with going to school and all that fun stuff and the homework. But I have finally been able to gather up everything. This is my co-host, Minnie Daisy. She had a little bit of a surgery yesterday, and we're just now feeling back to normal. Mwah. So sweet. It's supposed to be my daughter's cat, but as we can tell, somebody is not. So let's see. One of the reasons why I didn't want to podcast for a while is I didn't have any finished objects for a little bit. But now that I do, I just felt like doing it. And things have been kind of chaotic with where I was past months where I did not podcast. And yeah. So to start off, we're going to do my finished objects. My most recent ones that I finished were started in February, and I just finished the other night. But it's this pair of socks. It's just regular vanilla sock. I did try a different toe and heel combination. I tried the garter stick, or it was a German short row heel, toe and heel. And I wanted to try it just because I don't like the gusset and heel flap. I like the fish lips kiss heel, but I often lose my place with that. Someone's being really needy today. And I just thought I figured I would try this instead of doing the stockinette German short row heel. I figured I might as well just try the stockinette just to make everything better. So here's that one, and here's the one I finished the other night. As you can tell, I still got to weave in that end, but I like how it folds up nice and easy. It's kind of like an afterthought heel. There's that, and this is one of the yarns from Hue Loco. In the treed sock. I believe it's Silver Mist, but I'm not sure. I forgot to bring that over here with me. And I just realized that I have forgotten to bring all of the names of the yarns I have over here with me. Stay up there, baby. My next finished project is actually a pair of slippers. And I actually have two pairs of these. This is my most recent pair. It's just a free pattern from Ravelry on the crochet side. And it's I think it's Sunday ballet slippers, but they have this cute little detail right there. And this is actually the second pair I have made for myself. I decided that I was going to make these just to wear out. I actually wore these to drive up to about 5 hours to a wedding that my daughter, my sister, and I were in. And I actually ended up dancing in these because my feet got tired of the toms we were wearing. Whoa. But the first pair, I've lost a match to it. But here's my first pair. It's the and I love this yarn pattern, and so is this one, just a regular Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. One of the patterns, they both need to be washed. And then I even made a little set for my daughter, and these have so much hair on them. These match one that I have, ones that I made for one of my best friends, and she has the same one out of this yarn. And one of my other friends has a pair out of this yarn. I got one more, or a few more sets to make that I have planned. But, yeah, they're fun to make. I can, put the project in the description and in my, podcast group. And then my next one is a big one. It's my first shawl that I've made crocheting. And that's my third shawl ever making. My other two were a little bit, well, a lot littler than this. I have one hanging up on the wall. I think that was a Zilver, Zilver, and that was a free pattern. But this one I saw in one of my one of the crochet groups I'm in on Facebook. And it's a paid for pattern. I just washed it just to make sure it was going to go out right, and I still have to sew in the ends, but this is just how big it is. And like, even if I go, oh, that's higher than I can almost reach. But one of the ladies in our podcast group, Facebook group, she makes these patterns and sells them on Ravelry, sells them on Etsy, and the pattern on Ravelry. And I just figured I would try making it. I made it with the Lion's Brand Mandela yarn. I think I may make another one or two. My daughter really wants one, but I don't know if I like how this one goes. It's nice and deep, but it's just, yeah, I don't know, I feel like it is too deep for a child, if that makes sense. But I love how it wears. I haven't actually worn it yet because it is summer, and it is at, I checked out 12:30, and it is 93 degrees down here in wonderful southeastern Georgia. But this is just how this one goes. If I can get up. See how deep it is? I love that for me. I love a big deep scarf. Shawl. Excuse you, ma'am. Please don't do that. But for myself, but maybe not for my child who's I'm blanking on my own child's age. She is 5 years old and she'll be 6. In September. But I just feel like this one is too big for her using the whole skein. It's only supposed to go about to that white, the ending of the gray part right down there. And even so, I feel like that is, I want something that I can use the whole skein on, because it does have a beautiful transition. Yes, me. And then my next two finished objects are a first for me. They are crocheted crop tops. One, I do have to put some lining in because it is a bit see-through. But I think for my first crochet top, I think I did pretty good with it. I followed a pattern, I believe it was on YouTube. And I did change the way they do, excuse you, it's the way they do the back. But here, as you can tell, it's see-through right through there. But it's just, I added the scalloped edge to it too. And the edges, so I could put in tied back. But it has this cute little mesh detail going through the front. And yeah, I just have to sew a lining into that. Then this is my second one. It's a little more risque in the front, but I did make it more, or I did make it less see-through in the other areas. That's that. This one was my own pattern with that going in there, and it just has that regular plain bottom edge with a few of the same little eyelets for a corset detail. And then what are you doing? My next thing is a half finished object. I started this, and it's part of one of the Jinx yarns. Can't exactly remember the name of it. I would have to look on my Ravelry page. But this is one of the sock I made. I still got to finish the other one. I don't know. I love this yarn, and I love how it looks. But it was a difficult one for me to knit. I did make the cuff a lot shorter than what I usually make. This cat. I usually make it like up to here, one of the full cuffs. And then I just did a regular heel flap and gusset toe with a square toe decrease. So just normal plain vanilla sock. Like that. I don't know what is wrong with it, but I love the colors of the yarn. I love the way it peeks through here and there. But I couldn't make myself knit on it. This was the actually second time I tried to knit a pair of socks with this yarn. Just trying to get it to, I think that's as good as it's going to show. And then, no, I haven't washed and blocked any of this except for this. I just washed it and laid it out flat on the floor. Okay, let's see. On to on to works in progress. And I think I'm going to start with one that is almost finished. Need to get that before it falls away. And that would be this Everyday Cordie. That was a free pattern on Facebook. And this is the second cardigan that I have made like this. And they actually took me quite a few tries to get it right. I got one sleeve done, and I changed the decreases to where instead of, I think it was 3 or 4 decreases, I only did 2 or 3. Just so it wouldn't be huge on my arm for the medium size. And this sleeve is downstairs, but it's just, I love it. It's just getting this to fit right, because I do have small arms, but I have like a medium to small top, and it's hard to work on for me. My next one, for that one I used Mainstays basic yarn, and that's actually from Walmart. I didn't want to have to worry about washing it and blocking it out and it stretching to how it wasn't supposed to. My next one is a campsite cordie, and it's another crochet cordie. This is also the second one I made. I have it mostly done. I got the sleeves done, and I just have to do the hood and the bottom. But for that I am using Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Surely Sugar Plum. That's what that one looks like. Again, another one I don't have to worry about washing and blocking and it not being washed properly. May I help you? Okay. And then for the everyday cordie, I would love to find a knitted cardigan very similar to that. And if I can, I'm thinking of trying to kind of create my own. But I have two more that I need to make. And I have the yarn for both of those. And it's the Mainstays Basic Yarn. And it's from Walmart. And they don't feel scratchy. From what I can tell, they're decent acrylic yarns. And these two will be going to, this one will be going to my great aunt. And this one will be going to my Grammy. So I want to make two more of them. Just because my Grammy's mother, so my great grandmother, actually used to, I think it was crochet. My mom has a little cardigan of hers in the closet downstairs. I'm not sure if it's crochet or knit, but I'm pretty sure it's crocheted. And I just want to help them keep that alive, that memory of being able to have something that they either lost or misplaced, but something that reminded them of that time. And this one is the medium heather gray, and it's 7 ounces, 397 yards. And this one is just burgundy, plain old burgundy, and it's showing up a little bit more almost true, but a little bit more pinkish than it is. It's more like a purple burgundy. And so if anyone knows patterns or simple stockinette cardigan patterns for the Aran and worsted weight yarn, that would be wonderful and so helpful. Okay, and let's see, my next orphan project, if you want to guess, it would be crochet again. I kind of fell out of the knitting bandwagon for a little bit, and I want to work on that for a little bit. But it is a scrappy granny square blanket. What is that? And as I do have a mitered square blanket, but I stopped enjoying it. And it's still over there on my bookshelf. I haven't added anything to it since the last time I showed it up on here. But I showed it to y'all the wrong way too. I like how these granny square blankets are turning out. Which way am I going? I still don't know. But it's just, I have the yarn all caked up that I'm going to put in it. With the Trendsetter yarn that I made some socks from, probably going to cut that out and wind up the rest of it and then add it to another port, just because I'm tired of working on that one. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with the Superman themed yarn down here. But I have that all caked up, and that's just what it looks like so far. It's maybe 1.5 feet, if that. And let me try not to tangle. I'm using a F/5, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook on this one. and it's just the same thing. The yarns that I used in my my Square or Scrappy blanket, I want to take those out and incorporate it to this, just because it's something that I don't have to worry about picking up, making a new square, worrying about the stitches falling off of the needles. It's just, I can pick it up and work on it as I want to. And I've actually been really enjoying that blanket. And on to my last work in progress at the moment. It's shorty sock. It's based off the Rose City Rollers pattern, but I'm trying the German Short Road Garter Stitch pattern right there. I do have to go in and reinforce the spots right there where the heel, you join back and around, because you can't really see it. Let's see. I'm also doing a smaller needle size than what I usually knit my socks on. What size are these? These are higher sharps. They're Chow Goose. US size 0, which is a 2.0 millimeter. Let's see if I can get this to, you see, nope, that's not gonna, on this side. You see how big of a hole I have right there? I got to kind of figure out how to make that work better. But my plan is to use this whole skein to make a bunch of Rose City rollers, because I absolutely love the pair that I have. And I only have one pair. And I want to change that to having a lot of pairs. And just, hey baby. Having them to where I can just throw them on, since it is getting to where it is super hot in the summer. What? And let's see, what else to talk about? Excuse you. We can talk about, I'm sitting on my floor. Let's just ramble, I guess. What has happened in the past, probably almost a year now? Excuse you, may I help you? We're having an attitude problem over here, apparently. Let's see, past almost a year since I last podcasted. I started going to the gym, which cut down on my nighttime knitting, because after I got done with that, I was completely exhausted. And then in August, actually the day before my birthday, started dating a guy, and things were good up till October. Then we started having some difficulty. And I remember I was making a hat for his dad. And during that time, I did some of the crocheting for that hat at his parents' house with him. And then arose the problem of, you weren't spending any time with me and you weren't paying attention to me because you were crocheting the whole time. When I was involved in the conversation and all that, it went downhill from there. So yeah, that happened, and we broke up around December 15th, and we got back together right before Christmas, and that is actually where the first campfire Cordy went to, was to his mom. And I also made a cocoon cardigan And I didn't like how it fit, didn't like how it felt, and it was just, it wasn't, I don't know, I didn't like it. So I gave it to his sister for Christmas, his younger sister for Christmas, and then made 2 hats for 2 of his nieces and gave one of my other hats to her. It fit too tight on my head, so it was no loss. But the other stuff I got for Christmas I actually enjoyed. I got to go get it, so excuse me one moment. I got, not trying to segue into where I gone, but I also got some other stuff from Christmas from my parents. Got this. I think my mom got it from Walmart. But it has 10 different crochet headbands, kind of like that one. Got that. Just ones that I thought I would enjoy making. And then, because I wanted to try crocheting socks, I mentioned it to my mom, and I actually, surprisingly, did not pick out this book. But it's New Methods for Crochet Socks. And pretty sure she got it from Hobby Lobby. Not sure, but it has let's see, let's find. Like we have that one, which is a shorty sock, and it tells you the yarn size, hook size, how to do the pattern. And this one is toe up. Let's see. They have one for a side to side sock. I'm assuming you just knit all the way around. And that one's toe up. I think these are all toe up. But this one has offset cables, which I think I'm going to try at some point. And that one actually uses the superfine wool, so it's more tightly done. And simple stripes, just all kinds of cute little socks. Let's see. There you go. Excuse you, Miss Attitude. And then I also got this a knitting book. It's called Wild About Texture. And it has let's see, the that pattern with those, and that's what the top of the hat looks like. And just different textured patterns, like yoga socks, eel warmer that uses, it's almost like a moss stitch. Yeah, you're actually not quite sure which pattern they use in that, but there's that one. Just different fun little things that I could try at some point. But anyway, back to the story. Things just got worse. We ended up actually breaking up February 5th. And so during that whole time, it was all my attention had to be focused on him. Whether it be I stayed at home and I just didn't feel like talking, that was still argument. Everything was arguments, and he was the victim in all of it. And we all know how that goes. So we break up February 5th, funny enough, our 6-month anniversary. And I just was getting back to myself. I actually made some soaps. They were hanging up there. And I think one's a lavender and one is clove and something else. But made those, got back into crochet. I'm not sure what exactly I made. I know I started this sock at that time, and that was going to be for him, but as you know, we didn't last, and that's okay with me. It was a very bad relationship for my daughter and for both my daughter and I. Can't change him. He's actually already in another relationship, and that's just a completely different story. So yeah, I got back into becoming myself again since I had lost everything to him. And we had also gotten Minnie Daisy at the end of October. That's how long she's been with us. It's supposed to be my daughter's cat, and that's who named her. And we still have Tolu. He is downstairs in the other bedroom, sleeping like usual. That's actually how this other slipper went missing. My sister's cat was in town, had to stay at the house because it was a dance recital for my daughter and Father's Day weekend, and the wedding that I made these for was Father's Day's weekend up near Dawson, and let me try to pronounce this because it's been a hard time pronouncing it. It's Emekalola Falls, and it was beautiful up there. Might add in pictures at the end of this just to show some, but it's for my best friend since kindergarten, pre-K or kindergarten, and it was a great time at the wedding. Got to meet new people, got to dance, got to deal with a 5-year-old who refused to take a nap even though she had been up since 6:30 that morning, and she didn't stop till about, let's say, 11:30 at night. Danced and danced and danced from about, wedding was at 4, about 5:30, let's say about 6 to 11 we danced and played, and then she eventually knocked out. Let's see what else. Stuff that I have gotten since I've been gone. I got these 3 bracelets from my daughter for Mother's Day. Let's see, I usually try to keep them on. I believe I had this pink one. Actually, I may not have podcasted after I got that one. It used to have a little acorn on it, but yeah, we see how that happened. But it was for one of the breast cancer foundations. I got it for my birthday, and then I had a text pop up on my phone. Got this one, and it was one of those distance bracelets or whatever, but I like the howlite in it, so I kept it. Doesn't matter the person who originally got the other one. It's just it doesn't hold that for me anymore. And then I bought myself a knitting and a crochet book because, what was that? What was it? Hold on, I'll show y'all. I should have prepared this better. These 4 books came from my dad's mom's house, but it's crochet afghans, some more crochet afghans, granny squares and nanny squares and afghans, and then more crocheted afghans. And these came from my great-grandmother on my dad's mom's side. I was actually given some of the yarns that she had. And not sure what I'm going to make with them yet, because it's not that much. And I think some of them she paid maybe 50 cents for a whole. The one that I've seen, it was like $2, 50 cents to $2, about $1 to 50 cents to $1 actually, of a little baby skein. And I just wanted to have that. I think it's about the storm. It keeps thundering. But because those crochet books, along with this one, wasn't enough, I bought another crochet book. This one fits more of my style. Like, I like the top on it, and it has 22 patterns with shawls, tops, skirts, sweaters, scarves, hats, bags, headbands, almost everything. Like, there's a sun hat, and I found it on Amazon. There's a big scarf that I don't think I'm going to make, just because that's not me. I might make it to give away, but I don't like it. But I do, let's see, I like that hat. I'm trying to show y'all without, like those two hats. So I might make those. I probably will make those. There's a corporate that. I may not make that. They also have a necklace in here. What is this? Is it a trying to see, a linen t-shirt, right there. And this dress, which I love. Don't know if I'm ever going to make it, but I love it, and I would like to make it. There's a duster, which I may make depending on if I lose interest, because I don't have enough projects as it is, or projects in mind. Like a duster, a crop top, a vest, another top, that one. But just like a whole closet full of crochet patterns, like it says in the title. And I found this one on Amazon. I do know I want to try and make these shorts at some point. I think they would be cute pajama shorts. And they give yarn recommendations, like those shorts are made in cotton. There's a picture of them on. And the boot cuffs, arm warmers, this top. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, because it's a hairpin lace. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. And there's the skirt. Again, not sure how I feel about it. And there's also a bag. And there's just all kinds of fun stuff. And then the other thing I had bought myself goes to knitting. It's all of the knitwear is the excuse me, let me get some more water. And it's inspired by the Outlander series. If you haven't seen it, it's based off a book, and it is on HBO. And I feel like I need to watch it again just to finish out the series. But after the one where they end up going to France, I think that's the third series, I just got bored of it. So I'm going to see if it's on Amazon Prime. But I found this one on Amazon as well. Let's see if they have. And it has like all of those. It has a reversible vest, which could be worn knit or pull. The capulet, which I like and I may make, but the one thing I don't like about it is how most of it is bulky weight yarn, which I know is what they had back then. But and I like the shawl. And it's called Rent Collection Shawl. The only thing I don't like is how they piece it together. And I don't know, if I make this one, I may do it better, because that's how it is right there. It has that increase and decrease row, short row, and concealed short rows. And I don't like how that is put together. Let's see. That's the socks. No, they have a pair of socks in here if I can find it. Let's see. Once I get to it, there we go. The stranded stones stockings. I may make those because they are worsted weight. A medium weight. So yeah, about a worsted weight. There's a better picture of the detail. And I may make those as boot socks, because who doesn't like boot socks? And over here they have these boot cuffs that I like too, and it's just simple. And that's almost everything from that book. And that one, like I said, I found on Amazon. It's from Interweave, whereas the crochet one is Stackpole Books. But yeah, that is what I have been up to. That's why I didn't podcast for so long. Ouch. Found a tiny little book with my foot. And yeah, I'm not sure what else to talk about. As far as podcasting goes, I'll try to keep it on like a bi-weekly or monthly progress. Just noticed something in the socks that threw me off. I try to keep it on a bi-weekly or monthly podcasting situation, but I can't make any promises. I'm going back to school. I had to sit the summer semester out. I tried to get into a program at my local tech school, but as we can tell, that didn't happen. So I'm going to try for optician, which I'll get into because it's a non-competitive program. But in the meanwhile, while I'm finishing that up, I have applied for a grant-funded basic EMT course. And that is, if I get into that, that will, try to move my hands so you don't see me all talking with my hands, excuse me. If I get into that, that will probably start about the last week of August, and that will run until December. But it's 200 hours, and it would be Monday and Thursdays night from 6 to 10, all while somehow trying to maintain a part-time job. But if all goes well with the basic EMT course, I will have a better opportunity with a better job than the one I'm currently in due to other problems going on. But yeah, this episode has already gone much longer than I thought it was. I thought it was going to go about 30 minutes, and here we are at 45. Oh, and I do have another pair of socks, but I can't show them because the person they're meant for watches this podcast, and she can't see them. But they are going to be they're true Dobby socks. One's longer than the other. They're mismatched. It's a Dobby sock situation going on, and that was the plan. I mean, we both love Harry Potter. And why not? I'm actually going to have a matched pair, 2 holes. But it was good to be back podcasting, and I hope to do it again in about 2 weeks to a month. Hopefully I'll have some more Rose City rollers done, and hopefully I'll finish this other sock. I'm not going to promise that, just because, like I said, I don't know. It's too hot for these socks. I don't want to make these socks before I can wear them. But oh, and these are a men's size 9. Biggest, not the biggest, but the second or third biggest men's sock I've ever made. And it's going to get given to a friend at work. But it was a wonderful to come back on here. I hope y'all enjoyed our little co-host, even though she got a little bit moody. Did you get moody? No, all pose. I hope y'all enjoyed our newest little member of the family. And I hope to be back here soon. I'll put the information in the down bar, and I'll put show notes up in my Ravelry group, and I may post some stuff to Instagram, which is will also be in the down bar below. But y'all have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, whenever you're watching it, and I hope to be back soon. Bye!